in-person Cleft Con here in sunny Orlando. We're so excited to have you here. We finally made it. You are in for a jam-packed day full of learning, connection, and of course, empowerment. So we're excited to get started.
We have so many speakers that are lined up. You're going to feel so empowered today. I want to tell you, there's going to be times that you're going to be laughing hysterically. You're going to be crying with emotion, and just allow yourself to feel, as Iva's been saying all weekend, this is such a safe place to be. You are with family. You might not even know everybody yet, but you will, and just feel the emotions. And I think last year it was my first Cleft Con, and folks were saying, oh, one moment you're laughing and then you're just gonna be like bawling. I'm like, no, that doesn't happen. And last year I was sitting with Vicky and Garrett, and I'm just talking, and then I just completely start crying. And that happens. So just go with it. And you're around people that love you and support you.
Well, speaking of getting to know one another, I think Allie and I should probably introduce ourselves.
Yes.
Okay, so my name is Sydney Franklin. I'm so excited to be with you all here today. I'm a journalist from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I am part of the cleft community. I was born with a unilateral cleft lip and palate in Louisville, Kentucky, and I was so blessed to receive amazing care there from the Children's Hospital. I joined Smile Train's Young Leadership Circle a few years ago and have gotten involved to the point where I'm here before you on this stage. So I'm so excited to be co-hosting, co-emceeing Cleft Con today with my partner in crime, Allie.
Yes, we are brand new best friends, so we're very excited. My name is Allie Potter. I am originally from Houston. I have been in the broadcast industry for about 15 years. I'm currently a weather forecaster in Arizona. I have a son who's 8 years old. I was born with a cleft lip. My brother Adam, who's here today, was born with a cleft lip and palate. Does not run in our family. My son does not have a cleft lip, so that's very interesting. Recently, last year, I won an Emmy, so I'm really excited to be. Thank you. It was such a great honor, and there's people like me that are not in the industry, so it's really just an honor to be able to show awareness that says, people like me aren't on TV, and here I am today, and so I just want to empower you and encourage you that if you have a dream, doesn't matter what you look like, us that are cleft affected, we have power in this world, and you need to use it. So we're excited to see everyone's stories today and share them.
But before we dive into those stories, we do have some housekeeping items that we have to get through. So the first, of course, is please keep your phone on silent today, just out of respect for our panelists and our moderators. If you do need to use your phone, you can step outside the ballroom, and we also have scheduled breaks, so you will have time to check your phone.
And we need to talk about photos, okay? So Dylan, where's Dylan? Everyone say, hey, Dylan. Oh, he needs a better welcome than that. He's awesome. Go, hey, Dylan.
Hi, Dylan.
So Dylan is going to be taking photos, so just act like he's not in the room, or if he asks you to pose, he's amazing. And I have to give a shout out to Olivia. Everyone say, hi, Olivia. I would say this is Dylan's new partner in crime there. Mm-hmm. He has been taking her under his wing and helping her out. She loves photography. So Dylan, thank you for doing that. Olivia, thank you for taking photos. So they're very sweet. Also, there's some Smile Train staff members who are wearing staff ribbons. I'm not sure what color they are. Are they purple?
Purple.
Okay, perfect. So raise your hand, give us a wave so we can see you. Everyone give a wave back. Hello. And how about our Cleft Con ambassadors? They're wearing green ribbons. Wave. Yeah. Hello. So excited to have you. If you guys need anything, have any questions, feel free to tap them on the shoulder. Actually, we're a family. We give each other hugs around here. So, or ask Sydney and I, and we'll be able to answer any questions for you.
So I'm excited to announce something really special that we're doing this year. We have a really cool Lego set giveaway for one lucky Cleft Con member. And as you can see, there's representation here, so we're going to tell you about it. This is a Lego set called Over the Moon. It was released last September and designed in collaboration with producer and fashion icon Pharrell Williams. And Allie's going to tell you a little bit more what the item actually looks like.
Yeah, so there's actually 51 different mini figureheads of over 30, which were created specifically for this set, including one that looks like us, Cleft Affected. This is so, and by the way, my son loves Legos, and I don't know about this, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this has to go in his collection. So we will be selecting a random winner at the end of breakfast on Sunday. So be sure to stick around for that.
Okay, I think now that we kind of have set the tone, the agenda, I just want to check in. How are we feeling? Are we ready? Are excited?
A little nervous. That's okay.
Nervous.
You can be a little nervous.
Yeah.
Anybody nervous? That's okay.
We are.
You can't be nervous.
But listen, today is about feeling all of the feelings, and that's kind of what makes Cleft Con so special is, we're allowed to be vulnerable, we're allowed to be honest about our experiences, and we're also going to learn and grow from each other today. We really, really wanted to create a space that is like affirming and inclusive and empowering for every perspective, story, and individual.
And we all come from different backgrounds, right? We all have a story, and that's what makes it so special. And it's exciting that we're here today and we get to share those stories. And again, empowerment is key, and we just want you to be heard, and you are seen, and you're so loved. And again, we're a family, and I can't stress that enough. I'm going to tell you right now, your life is about to be changed, and I cannot wait. I'm so excited for you guys.
I'm excited. This is actually my first Cleft Con, and even though I'm up here today, I'm ready to learn from all of you and soak in all of your stories, so I can't wait to meet you individually. For some of us, it might be our first time actually in a room full of Cleft-affected people, so that's huge, and I just want to take a moment to acknowledge that. Regardless, today is that rare opportunity to actually get together as a Cleft-affected community, and we really hope you leave with new insights, confidence, and again, empowerment, number one.
And you're going to leave with new family members. Mm-hmm. That's what's exciting. I know Troy is part of our family now, right? He's part of everyone's family. Who are we talking about? Along with his dog and his husband, right? But this is about connection. And as Sydney said, that this might be the first time that you're actually in a room filled with people that look like you. And that is incredible. And you might have gone your whole life saying, I look like this, and I'm the only person in this world. And to be able to look around and see people. And I feel like Cleft-affected people, that we just have this connection. Like you could hone in right away and you feel things. And instantly it's this personal, we feel things, and we have so much empathy and sympathy towards people that it's incredible. So as I mentioned, get ready for your life to be completely changed for the better.
Make the most out of every moment today. So let's get started. Please welcome to the stage our president and CEO of Smile Train, Susie Schaefer.
Morning, everyone. Great to be here. So you heard, yes, I'm Susie Schaefer. I'm president and CEO of Smile Train. And a warm welcome to Cleft Con Orlando. I'm so happy to be here with all of you. This means a great deal to me to spend this weekend with all of you. And I have to start with a huge thank you to our extraordinary MCs who kicked us off this morning. Sydney and Allie, who just walked out the door, but thank you so much. What a great way to get us started this morning. So let's give them a round of applause. Again, you already did. And I also want to thank our amazing team at Smile Train. We have a really special team here that works with all of you to put this incredible event together. So I just want to call out, which Sydney and Allie did, but call out my colleagues again, because they mean so much to me. So of course, Troy Reinhardt, Mr. Smile Train himself. Adina Lesher, who brings warmth and wisdom to everything she does. And of course, to Iva Ballou, the magic behind Cleft Con. Iva, She's been at this for so many years, as you know. Your heart is in every detail of this weekend, and we are so grateful. So thank you. And then, of course, to all our Smile Train colleagues who are here helping out this weekend, thank you to all of you. And of course, thank you to our speakers, our moderators, our volunteers, including so many of you from the Cleft Community Advisory Council and the Cleft Community Support Council, who helped shape this event with your ideas, your time, and your voices. Cleft Con was created because you asked for it. You told us what you needed, and you made it happen. And now, here we are, together in Orlando, stronger than ever. So a round of applause to everyone. And I also want to offer a warm welcome to a special person who is going above and beyond to support Smile Train's work. Michael DeHall, a proud board member of the Smile Train Canada Foundation. He is here with us in Orlando. Michael is cleft affected himself and brings both lived experience and incredible spirit of generosity to everything he does. He has visited our partners in India and our team, our Smile Train team in India. He is running the 2025 Chicago Marathon for Team Empower. Go, Michael. And that is in October. And Michael, just thank you for all you do for Smile Train. I can't tell you how much it means to me to spend this weekend here with you at Cleft Con. So, now, we may be in Orlando, but with all due respect to that very big theme park down the road, from the look of all the smiles I see in front of me, I've got to say, I think that Cleft Con is actually, without a doubt, the happiest place on earth. Although Disney is a close second, right? And we can see that from all the ears here. Coming together every year for this incredible gathering is one of the best and most inspiring parts of my role at Smile Train. And speaking of inspiring, I was in Ghana last month for the launch of our newest Cleft Leadership Center. And if you don't know, Cleft Leadership Centers are Smile Train's flagship partners, serving as regional hubs for cleft treatment, education, training, and research. Now, the Ghana CLC is our first Cleft Leadership Center in Africa and the largest Cleft Leadership Center on the continent. It was an inspiring ceremony with speeches from government officials and our local partner. One speaker who left a particularly profound impression on me was a young woman named Tina. Tina was born with a cleft that severely impacted her speech. She worked hard, she stayed in school, and made it to university to study sociology. She entered university excited and ready to begin her next chapter, but she ran into stigma and exclusion from her classmates. The bullying and isolation pushed her to consider dropping out of school. Thankfully, she was never alone. Her parents have always been by her side, and a professor called her every time she didn't show up to class. Her Smile Train partner team was also there for her too, with surgeries, braces, speech therapy, and just as importantly, the consistent care that she needed, and of course, encouragement. With this support, she found the strength to finish school. Fast forward to just a few weeks ago, she was addressing dignitaries, the media, and many other attendees at the Ghana CLC launch. And she now works for Smile Train's partner, the Ghana Cleft Foundation, where she said in her powerful speech, she gets to, quote, help other children with clefts just like me to also smile, end quote. Very special from Tina. And Tina needed to tap into a strength that she initially did not know she had. And central to her courageous journey were some very important supporters. When a child is born with a cleft, their whole family becomes cleft affected, as many of you know. So I want to give a special shout out to all the family members, the siblings, the parents, the children, and other supporters who are here today. Thank you. And if that's you, I want you to know that Cleft Con is here for you too. The Cleft journey is a shared one, and your love and advocacy during the hard times and the good are key ingredients to the triumphs and overall fabric of this community. Here you are seen and your struggles and journeys acknowledged, uplifted, and celebrated. You too are part of this global family, and we're so grateful to have you here. So everyone in this room has a powerful story to tell. Now this year, like every year, a major goal of Cleft Con is to help each of you to own and share your stories with confidence and with pride. With so many of you here, that's the many stories of courage and resilience and hope put out into the world. And the world needs it right now. I'm sure we can all agree to that. So the world needs heroes, heroes who lead with heart and compassion. Unlike the ones you find at that other happy place down the road, real-life heroes really do wear capes. They get keys to the city or games or headline games. Although I must say, our Cleft community has actually achieved quite a lot of wonderful media coverage, and in the last year, including a number of you in this very room. And you know who you are. But I am digressing. If you want to see a real-life hero, I think you just need to look around this room. So let's take a look around the room and at those who are sitting right next to us and celebrate each other. And that is what real-life heroes look like. Real-life heroes push through physical and emotional trials with uncommon grit and determination. Real-life heroes choose inclusion over exclusion. Real-life heroes have the extraordinary courage to put themselves out there and be vulnerable in the name of their own growth and healing, but also that of others. Real-life heroes smile bright and smile big. Even if movies and shows don't often spotlight smiles, look at theirs. Yet, but we'll get there. More on this in today's Advocacy and Hollywood session. And real-life heroes persistently advocate for themselves and their loved ones through life's challenges, even when confronting denial after denial for care that they know is vital to their health. Now, I know many of you are all too familiar with that last point. Please raise your hand if you or someone you love has ever been denied access to a cleft treatment a doctor said was needed because insurance wouldn't cover it. I'm sure there are lots of hands, yes. Yes, this group knows better than anyone the kind of life-changing comprehensive care that we strive to make available all over the world at Smile Train. Unfortunately, it is not always accessible to every person who needs it, even here in the US. So at Cleft Con, we are here not only to build solidarity with one another, but to raise our voices as one community, including on behalf of those who aren't in this room. This is why Smile Train is so committed to our joining all of our allies, advocating for Elsa. And no, I am not talking about Elsa from Frozen, since we are here in Orlando and by Disney. I think it's important to make that distinction being so close to Disney World. The ELSA I'm talking about stands for the Ensuring Lasting Smiles Act. Right now, insurance coverage for comprehensive cleft treatment is a state-by-state patchwork of regulations. ELSA is a federal bill that will close these gaps to ensure every American is fully covered for the orthodontics, the dental work, the speech therapy, and any other care the doctors say they need, putting them, not insurance companies, in charge of medical decisions. We have great momentum, and I sincerely hope we see the bill pass. My heartfelt thanks to many of you who took part in our recent outreach to legislators. Thank you. Now, this is just one example of what this community can achieve. Raising our voices to give everyone access to comprehensive cleft care, no matter where they are born. Using our stories to build a bigger, more inclusive cleft community. Cultivating a world where nobody with cleft feels excluded or feels alone. These are the powers we have when we come together as one very proud cleft community. In today's sessions, I encourage all of you, no matter your relationship to clefts, to raise your hand, ask questions, introduce yourself to someone new. I've given a lot of speeches over the years, and one thing I've learned is that every person who asks a question, probably we know at least there are 5 more people in the room that have the same question, but we're too nervous to ask. So please speak up. It's what we're here to do. This is a comfortable place. And thank you all for joining us, for all you do for Smile Train and for the people with clefts around the world. So now we'll move to our next speaker. She has taught me so much about the power of speaking up for yourself. She's an athlete, a student, an activist, and a fundraiser. She has an amazing family, and they have been pillars of Smile Train almost since the very day that she was born. And she is an absolutely remarkable young woman. It is now my privilege and a real honor for me to introduce our keynote speaker, Campbell Hough. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Susie, for that amazing introduction. You're so kind. It's so nice to meet you for the first time on this conference. Feels like a long time coming, but I'm so excited to be here and be here with all of you guys. This is a huge deal for me. It feels like a long time coming, and I'm just thrilled that it's finally here, and I'm finally here at Cleft Con. This is actually my first Cleft Con, so first time, and she's the keynote speaker. Wow, okay. How'd they pick her? But yeah, here we are. And yeah, I'm just honored to get to know some of you already, and I can't wait for the rest of today and getting to know you even more. And so now some of you may know me. As Susie said, I've been involved with Smile Train. My family's been involved with Smile Train. And I'm excited to kind of introduce myself to those of you who don't know me and talk a little bit about my cleft journey and just share my story. So some of you may recognize me from Run 50 Strong. I am that crazy girl who somehow convinced her family to pack up into a camper and travel to all 50 states in 50 days and run a 5K. So here's some awesome pictures. There's us at Washington, D.C. with Iva. She came to see us. That was incredible. And it was just really an amazing experience to, one, be able to see the country in this way and be able to do something I'm passionate about as a runner, and my family to be able to be active together with our dogs too, because we love my fur babies. Looking forward to meeting the Cleft puppies, as I'm sure many of you are if you haven't already. And it was really just incredible, but I'm gonna get more on that later. I'm gonna continue to introduce myself. I just graduated from high school, so I'm 18, and in the fall, I'm going to University of Colorado Boulder. Sco Buffs, yeah, right? Very exciting. So just like going to college, taking a risk, going super far, I'm currently living in North Carolina, so this is going to be a very far trip for me to be away from home and kind of diving into the unknown, taking a leap of faith, just like being here right now doing this speech for you guys. But I learned that, especially with Run 50 Strong, taking risks and doing things that are out of your comfort zone are the best ways that we can grow and we can learn and we can find our purpose and our passion. So that's why when Troy asked me to be the keynote speaker, at first I was like, me? Keynote speaker at Cleft Con? I've never even been to Cleft Con. Like, I can't do that. What? There's a bunch of people who I don't know. But I've already found that this is family and this is something I'm passionate about, so I decided to take a leap of faith, and I'm here now. So before we continue, a little birdie told me it's good to take a deep breath. So, will everyone take a deep breath in and out? All right, we're ready. So, here I am doing a hard thing, speaking in front of you. Now, let me tell you another hard thing that I've grown up with. My dad is retired military, so throughout my life I've moved around a lot, experienced change frequently, always been the new kid on the block. But it really, I think, has helped me grow and has helped me be able to adapt and jump into new situations and not be scared of the unknown. And that was especially an important quality to have, being a cleft-affected person, just not being scared to, find myself in new communities and new people don't know me, and I have to be able to say, hey, like, I'm Campbell, and I get a lot of experience with, what's different about you? Like, I notice your lip, your face, and instead of, there's definitely been times where it's been hard to say, oh, well, this is what it is, and I'm sure many of you have experienced, you want to shy away from it, and it can be a place of insecurity or embarrassment, even though it's not something that we should be insecure or embarrassed about, right? Because we're made in this way, uniquely and beautifully, for a reason. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit more just about my cleft. I was born with a unilateral cleft on Fort Bragg in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and I received phenomenal care at Chapel Hill, UNC Chapel Hill. Had my surgeries when I was 3 months old, 10 months old, and I'm blessed to have an amazing family and my mom take great care of me even when I know it was really hard to feed me and get me ready for those surgeries, and doing in-home speech therapy and all the things that I'm sure many of you have firsthand experience with. But I was fortunate to have phenomenal care, and it's part of the reason why I'm here advocate for Cleft outside of this conference, is because I know the care I was fortunate to receive, every kid deserves and not every kid is getting. So I also commend Smile Train just for their incredible mission, and I just have so much love for this charity because of their intentionality with getting kids the care that they need. So growing up as a young child, I was thriving everywhere I went, moving every couple of years. I did most of elementary school in Alexandria, Virginia, when my dad was stationed at the Pentagon, and that was a blast. I loved every second of living there. I was in my crazy, extensive orthodontic stage, as I'm sure many of you have experienced, all the braces, the palate expanders, all of that good stuff. But all I thought about it was, oh, next appointment, I get to miss math class, get a new color on my braces, and run to the playground and show all my friends the new color I got, and they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, yay, it's so cool. So I kind of was in this season of enjoying my difference. I thought it was fun. And I think I credit that to my parents, to really just making the doctor's visits and making that a fun thing, not something to dread and not something to be afraid of. I think I was more afraid of the dentist than I was the orthodontist, because I knew at the orthodontist I got to get something new, like new wire, new color, new something fun. And at the dentist, they were just scraping my teeth because I didn't brush well enough. Anyways, so in elementary school, I had another surgery. I had my bone graft, and again, instead of feeling like wanting to hide away and like shelter that side of my life, I really feel like I was embraced by not only my family, but all my friends. I mean, someone shipped ice cream overnight to my house. I still remember that. I was 8, and I remember just getting my surgery and feeling the love, and it was really special. So I was thriving. I was doing well in school, doing all the sports, the soccer, and just having a great time being a kid and changing the color of my braces. Then we moved from Alexandria to Florida, Niceville, Florida. It was nice. And I entered middle school, and middle school is a tough time for everyone, regardless of if you're cleft affected or not. So you throw that into the mix, and things can get rocky for sure, and they definitely did for me. It's a season of firsts. You walk into middle school and you have your first hallway crush, you fail your first test, you get second in your first race. I almost won, and then there was people faster than me, and I was like, no, this can't be happening. And first social media accounts, first phone, so many firsts. Some good things, some hard things. And comparison crept into my world, and I think creeps into everyone's world. And for me, the aspect of it that was hardest was as I was growing and changing, and I felt like I didn't like the way I looked compared to my peers around me. And that just sad feeling of seeing yourself in pictures and just not liking the way I was smiling or not liking the way I looked is a hard truth to face, but it's what I was experiencing. And I was a 6th grader. I was how old? 12, and I wasn't liking myself, and I was insecure about my cleft, and I didn't talk about it. I was still going through some orthodontic stuff, was not excited to get the colors on my braces anymore. I just wanted them off my teeth. And I was still, nothing changed about the people around me. I was still loved by my family, loved by my friends. And I kind of just hid these underlying feelings of insecurity and just put on a face of everything's good, everything's fine, I'm just gonna keep doing school. I loaded my course load to the brim, so I didn't have time to think about anything but my insane science class and running and cross country. I was going straight from school to one practice to another practice to do homework until midnight, to wake up at 6 a.m. and do it all again, over and over again. And I think part of that stemmed from me wanting to keep so busy so that I didn't focus on the insecurities that I was facing. I felt embarrassed to be around friends at sleepovers, and I was always the friend when we woke up in the morning who had snored all night and kept everyone up, and everyone said, "Who was snoring?" And I was like, "It was me, guys." And I tried to laugh it off, pretend like it didn't bother me, but that kind of stuff was definitely a struggle. Then this continued probably until through my freshman year, and we moved again. So the start of my sophomore year, we moved to Pinehurst, North Carolina, which is where we currently are located, another great place. And my dad approached me with an idea and a question if I wanted to join him on a journey of smiles. And I was thrilled by this opportunity. I thought it was spectacular, and I got to miss a week of school. Clearly, I like missing school. I don't know. There's a something's not right here. But we had the opportunity to fundraise money for Smile Train, and this was kind of the first time, aside from my fun lemonade stands in elementary school. Those were a blast. Aside from that, I hadn't really been involved with Smile Train myself, and I was just getting to the age where I could kind of discover how I could be involved. And I'd always seen my parents work, and I knew they always told me I was their inspiration, and that honestly just always gave me so much pride and empowerment, and they really have helped me bring me out of that place of insecurity that I was going through in middle school. And it all started with this trip, and this trip was truly incredible. For those of you who have been on a journey of smiles, I'm sure you've experienced the just life-changing kind of perspective changing that I received. So we went to Columbia and got to visit the hospital, the partners there, and visit patients. I think the most impactful part was visiting patients and just smiling together, because we all share this connection, right? And even with a language barrier, even with not being able to necessarily understand everything we're in conversation, I was able to go and meet kids and have them run up to me and give me hugs and say, I have what you have, like we're the same in a way. And just across cultures, across the language, it was incredible, and it just made me feel some type of way, and it kind of diminished all my insecurity, and it made me feel empowered, and like being cleft affected is cool and is something to be proud of, not to shy away from. So this experience really was the initial push to start my own advocacy journey. And in the fall, I was going into my junior year, and so I was able to join the Student Ambassador Program with Steph, who heads it up, and she is amazing. I love Stephanie, and she does so much for the Student Ambassador Program, and I'm so honored to know her and so thankful for everything the program has done for me. There's some other student ambassadors in here who you'll hear from later. They're all phenomenal. And just this community that gave me, I went to the Smile Train, the Student Ambassador Conference, and that was the first time, like maybe this is the first time for some of you, being in a space with mostly cleft-affected individuals. I had never been in like the room with more than one other person, and just a feeling of just the loving feeling and the sense of community you get is super empowering, and I think we're all feeling that today. And I was just proud to be part of something bigger than myself. I was proud to be talking about things with my friends. To meet my fundraising goal, I had to share things on social media, find ways to share and talk about my cleft. So it really just pushed me out of my comfort zone, which just built back my confidence more than ever before. The next thing I'm going to talk about is my faith, because this was played a huge role in bringing me out of that dark place of my poor self-image and just struggling with insecurity and not appreciating myself for who I am. So simultaneously, my junior year, as I'm involved with student ambassadors, coming off of this journey of smiles, I was also getting really involved with my local church. And I began serving and discovering all the love that was there for me. And I built this deeper relationship with God, and I felt the pull, and I felt the love, and I finally felt a sense of peace wash over me. And discovering that I was created this way for a reason, and I truly believe that, and I believe it's true for all of us. And he just really helped me, overcome my insecurity and get back to this confident, joyful girl who was running around the halls of Lyles Crouch in Alexandria, Virginia. And now I was at Pinecrest High School, and I was just talking to my friends, inviting everyone I could to church and telling them about Smile Train, and everything was just felt like it fit together so well, and I finally felt like I was in the right place, doing the right thing with the right people. Cleft advocacy became part of my God-given purpose, and I think the two have just meshed so well together, and I feel like just the faith and the journey of Smiles and the Student Ambassador Program, those three elements have really just brought me here where I am today, and I couldn't be more grateful. So the next part of my passion, where it would take me, is we're back to the crazy journey of Run 50 Strong. And it was an idea that actually came about on the Journey of Smiles trip with my dad. We were hiking in Colombia through the rainforest on our way to La Ciudad Perdida, the lost city, which was an incredible experience, and I'd love to talk more about that with you individually. But we were on the hike, and we were doing the hard thing. We were like, what other hard stuff could we do for Smile Train? Because we feel like we've been so blessed to receive this care, and we know other people, kids, adults around the world are having to, work super hard, or it's really difficult for them to receive this care. So how can we do something hard for us to make it easier for them? And we discussed our passion about running and travel and Smile Train, and we wanted to bring it all together. And so Run 50 Strong was born, a 5K in 50 states in 50 days, and it became a reality thanks to my parents and thanks to my dad. He couldn't be here, but he would be here if he could. He's out in Reno working, but he was really an important pillar and foundation of that idea, and he just took it and ran with it. And the support from my family to throw a crazy idea like that out in the living room. I remember I called, if you will, an emergency meeting. I don't know if you've ever played Among Us, but I pushed the button and I said, okay fam, living room. And I was like, what do you think about this? Let's run a 5K in every state, and let's do it for Smile Train. And first it was, are you serious? We can't do that. When are we gonna do that? How are we gonna do that? What are we gonna do it in? And then my dad was like, we're gonna do it. We just need everyone to say yes now, and we can make it happen. And everyone said yes that same day. There was almost no hesitation. It was just immediate support. And I just feel so blessed to have that in my life. And I hope that each of you can find that in this community, which I know I have. And so within a year, we kicked it off. My sister and I went online school for the first half of my senior year and her sophomore year, just this past fall. And we loaded up in a camper, the four of us and our two dogs, and we drove to Seattle, got on a plane to Alaska, and started the clock on September 11th, 2024. And from there, 50 days, start to finish, ended in Hawaii, and we completed a 5K in every state. And we successfully raised around $20,000 for Smile Train, which was then matched to be equivalent to around $80,000, which was incredible and phenomenal. And I think the really important part of this journey for me, of course the fundraising was an important element of it, but even more so just the advocacy and the experience with getting to do interviews and put myself out there and really just furthering my confidence and more opportunities to step out of the comfort zone, as I mentioned earlier, just grow and learn about myself as a person. And we met so many people who were also connected with Cleft, just in North Dakota, in any other state. I remember North Dakota specifically because there was a really close connection, which we discovered, which was just incredible and reminds me of how small the world is at sometimes. But just being able to talk to people about Smile Train who had never heard of it, talk to people who had heard of it, and just explore my journey with advocacy was incredible. I finally, for the first time, felt comfortable in my own skin and felt eager even to go to that next interview, go to that next state, and just find someone to connect with and to share with. So I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much for your attention so far. I would say all this journey of dealing with insecurity and then rediscovering myself and being supported and getting to pursue this passion and this drive to advocate and try to help people as best I can has taught me that my cleft is an important piece of my identity, but it's not the only piece. I'm also an athlete, a musician, a leader, a Christian, a Buffalo, let's go Buffs, and a joyful individual. And my cleft does not define me, but it refines me. It doesn't make me less worthy of achievement or love. It makes me more worthy. It's beautiful, it is a blessing. And I say that to each of you. Your cleft can be the same thing. Your cleft is beautiful, your cleft is a blessing. And families, your support means the world to us. And as cleft-affected people, we may not always speak up about struggles we're facing, but you just being there and being a constant and being a loving presence makes all the difference. So continue doing that. I just want to encourage you all to use this blessing of being cleft-affected, because it truly is, to speak up and to advocate for yourself and for others like you, especially with things like ELSA and just you're already here today, so I know you know about Smile Train and their mission. And it's just an incredible way to make you feel good about yourself and to know that you're helping others around you feel good too. Thank you for being here. You are important, you are loved. I'm so excited to hear more of your stories, and that's all I have. So thank you for your time.